Almost 2 weeks ago now, I got laid off from my company. That's what my last video was about. And in the description, I made a joke where I said I think it was the road running and risk taking starts now. And it really was meant as a joke, but I feel like since then, I haven't really been doing anything. And when I say anything, I mean like whether that be productive stuff or whether that just be like stuff that I was planning to do now that I had the extra time, or even just stuff that I'm supposed to do to like survive living alone. It's been about 13 days now, I think, since since I got laid off, and since then, every single day I've waken up at like a god awful hour. I think recently my sleep schedule has been really messed up, and I've been waking up anywhere from like 6 p.m. in the evening, or like going to bed at 6 p.m. and waking up at like 1 a.m. because I just pass out from lack of sleep. And like my eating schedule has been just as messed up. I remember I made an entire list of dishes that I wanted to try cooking now that I had the extra time. I didn't have to go to work, and I haven't made a single one of them. And there have been a lot of days where I've only eaten one meal, and too many days where that one meal isn't even a real meal. And today is like the first day where I've actually waken up at a good time. I woke up this morning at about 5:30 a.m. I ate an actual meal for lunch, although I didn't cook it myself. It was from a halal cart. um, but even then, like, I haven't done anything productive in the last however long, almost 2 weeks now. Because every single day I wake up, I doom scroll for a really long time. Sometimes I'll hop on like Valorant or something, and then I'll just go to bed. And I also talked about how I already have like another offer lined up, which right now like I still do. It's just the details. We're still sorting out all the details, which might take a little bit more time. And until then, I have pretty much nothing productive, nothing to keep me productive that isn't like contingent on me actually having the self discipline to do it. And there's a lot of things that I have or should be doing that I've been kind of ignoring or putting off, whether that be studying for my interviews because I have interview season coming up this fall, whether that be networking, whether that be just like even taking care of myself physically, like going to the gym. I mean, socially, like this weekend, July 4th weekend, I actually hung out with friends. I had a drinking party with some friends, and some stuff that came after that, which I don't know. I might talk about in a different video. And like we all hung out together, went to restaurants, didn't do anything on July 4th because some unexpected stuff came up, which sucks. But like this weekend was the first time where I actually really went outside for like an extended period of time. I feel like for the last couple of weeks I've just been uh, inside doing nothing productive. I don't know, man. It's weird because I know deep down I'm kind of running away from a lot of my responsibilities right now, and it's very adjacent to like that feeling of what's it called, instant gratification. I feel like right now I'm seeking too much short-term instant gratification rather than focusing on the stuff that actually matters in the long run. And I say all of this, but like at the same time I'm not entirely sure like for lack of a better term, how to fix this. Because this issue is a lot more fundamental to me than I would care to admit. It's something that, like, instead of this just being like a once-off instance of me being lazy and doing nothing, I think it's more just really, really exposed just how bad it can get. Because I even remember, like, last last Friday, so, like, how many, like, 10-ish days ago, I literally had plans with a friend to go to a library so we can actually, like, lock in, and then to make some food at my apartment, and instead I fell asleep, so we had to scrap those plans. And the ingredients that I bought for that cooking session, they're all still in my fridge, mostly in the freezer so they don't go bad, but, like, yeah, man, it sucks. Especially because I'm pretty sure a lot of it is supposed to last, like, only a week or two in the fridge. I'm not sure. Maybe longer than that, actually. Like, and actually, I did end up using a lot of them during the drinking party a few days ago that I hosted, because we were also making dinner then. So it's not like they just entirely went to waste. But aside from that, like, I've just really been doing nothing productive, and nothing that I actually should be doing. And I don't know, like, one of my friends suggested that I just try to go on, like, a solo trip outside and kind of clear my head, and to get back the motivation that I had before, because going into the summer I had a ton of momentum. Like, I was grinding, I was performing super well, I was decently locked in, and now it feels like I've lost a lot of that momentum, and I'm almost unwilling to gain it back. And that is a very sucky mindset to be in, because, like, this is a very important summer for me. It's the summer that I need to prepare for interviews that will decide. I mean, it sounds scary, but could possibly decide the course of the rest of my life. And I've talked about, like, my frustrations, and how I hate, like, how recruiting season is this early. But that's still not really an excuse for me to do nothing, and for me to compromise on everything, including taking care of my physical health. And I've always had a problem with procrastination, like, ever since I was a kid, especially in high school. There were so many instances where I would leave things to the last minute, even important things. Even when I was responsible for other people, there were also times where I left that to the last minute as well, which is a very, very bad habit when it starts affecting, like, directly affecting other people. And it's gone. I don't know if it's gone better in college, honestly, because even during the school year, there were times where I would, like, not go outside, or I wouldn't eat properly. But those were always a little bit easier. I mean, especially when you have, like, dining halls super close to your dorm. Now I live alone, so every time I don't feel like cooking, that means that I just don't eat. Which, like, over time means that I just fuck myself over. Or, like, I just end up going to the same halal cart that I frequented during the school year. But now, like, I don't know, man. I've probably spent already, like, well over $100 on it just this summer. But I also think at the same time, like, I've slowly been turning things around. I'm slowly getting my shit together, and I think once my new roles really start, I'll be able to get some of that momentum back. But I also realized that like one of the main reasons why I haven't been like locked in is because, and this sounds really really stupid, uh, but it's because I also have a short term goal I want to achieve in a video game, and I haven't gotten it yet. So I've been dead set on trying to get that first, and then my mind says like as soon as I get that, then I'll be able to have the peace of mind to finally be able to lock back in. And I think the worst part is like I can't even commit to that. Like I can't even commit to being a chud, like an unemployed chud who just plays video games all day. Because there are days where I don't even feel like playing video games just because I'm so like burnt. I wouldn't say burnt out because I feel like that's a really stupid term to use, considering how like I don't know, just like in my specific instance, it feels like a very stupid term to use. Uh, fuck, what was I saying? Oh yeah, yeah. And then like just in those days, I'll just like do nothing but doom scroll or like sleep or whatever. Like it's actually a problem. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I'm gonna be stuck in that mindset of I have to achieve this arbitrary short-term goal, and I won't be able to like I physically won't be able to really really lock in until I do that. Because now that I don't have like work oriented goals, like I need another this sounds weird, but like I need like short term goals in order to keep going. I'm not one of those people that I'm not really a trust the process type of person. I'm like I need to see results. I need to see that the process is working as I'm in that process type of person. Which is not always a good mindset to have, especially when you're trying to go for. Oh wait, shit. There's a lot. Okay, especially when you're trying to go for like a long-term goal where the progress is not always evident and nor is it always linear. Because like progress as a whole is very, very rarely linear. I've yeah. But like despite all of that, I don't know. I just like I am the way that I am. I need to see that results are happening before I can fully commit to doing something. Otherwise, I'm just like this is just not worth my time. Uh, and it's something that I've really, really tried to overcome, which I so far I have not really been successful in overcoming. But I don't know, man. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll actually lock in, not because I'm getting short term results, but because like I actually trust that good things will happen. I don't know. I'm just kind of yapping right now. I'm tired, even though it's only 2:30 p.m. I did not get very much sleep last night. That's why I woke up at 5:30. It's because I only got like 4 hours, and I'm really trying to not like go to bed right now because it would just mean that all of my trying to fix my sleep schedule would have been for naught. But at the same time, like it's I don't know. I might take a nap or something. Yeah. Anyways, fuck. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, responsibilities. Responsibilities. I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of examples where like I for once actually locked in and did all my stuff, and I can only think of a few instances of that happening, but they all share a common theme. Either it was something that I really really liked doing, whether that be like tennis, debate, in high school, research, or I saw results in the short term, and that was what motivated me to keep going. Whether that be like, even like, let's say debate, because I think this is an example that fulfills both. I could feel myself getting better every single time I practiced a speech, or like practice making an argument, and I could feel myself improving in real time because either I would be able to come up with a better analogy, for example, or I would be able to get my thoughts across better, or I would sound like I had more aura when I was speaking. I don't know, just like stupid stuff like that. And I think it also helps because I had a big short term goal associated. It's because at the time I was really, really wanting to go far in the state tournament, even potentially win the state tournament, because I don't know, I feel like I had a chip on my shoulder. I wanted to almost prove myself that I was just as good as all these people who had gone to like all these fancy debate camps and who had trained since they were in middle school. Because I really was able to, like, as soon as I really put my mind to it, I was able to start going like band for band with these people who had spent thousands of dollars on summer debate camps at like Harvard or some shit, or people who had been doing debate since middle school, or people that had gone to nationals, which my high school didn't do anymore. And I think that's I think then in that case, rather than trying to brute force a fix to my laziness or lack of procrastination, I think it would be better for me to, now that I have identified what exactly drives me to really try to excel the things I try to excel at, and in a lot of cases did end up excelling at, is identifying kind of these key variables that were in play, and then either trying to find examples of them in what I'm working on right now, or even creating them. Right? Like let's take interview prep for an example. I think in this case, a short-term goal that would ultimately contribute to my longer-term goals would be doing things like stock pitches, or trying to win a stock pitch, or trying to go far in a stock pitch. But I also think that one of the reasons why I tried so hard at things like debate or research was that even if in the short term things did not work out, I did not achieve my goals, like I unfortunately did not go as far as I wanted to in the state tournament for debate, I still gained so many valuable skills out of it. Research, like critical thinking, data analysis, debate, public speaking, communication, being able to talk with people, being able to talk in a way that makes me sound interesting at least. And I think in this case, like stock pitches would be something that is very similar, where even if I don't win them, like my skills in like financial modeling, presenting financial information, understanding key financial key financial concepts, they would all be super like heavily improved, which would become super valuable as I'm doing things like recruiting. And also, I think it's also something I could talk about in like interviews and shit. I honestly don't really know, but like let's talk about like work related goals even. I mean, in the short term, having good performances means I get more responsibilities. I get to do more cool things, and I get to ultimately put more cool things on my resume. Because so far, like my resume experience from that, even though I didn't stay there for super long, it looks pretty elite. It looks like stuff that you would never think that a freshman would even be given this responsibility, let alone be able to fulfill all of these things, which I'm not gonna talk about in like super detail because I don't know. It's like kind of confidential. It's kind of private to me. So yeah. So then in this case, I think the solution is pretty simple, right? At least for a few things. But I think there's also other things where it's much more difficult, like let's say like working out. Because I've always been someone who's been super inconsistent with working out, honestly. A lot of it, I'm not gonna lie, may be rooted in almost like a catch-22. And I remember seeing a video from a singer called Bo Burnham where he kind of referenced this, where like, I don't go to the gym because I'm self-conscious about my body, but I'm self-conscious about my body because I don't go to the gym. And I mean, for me, it's like, it's not like that deep. I will admit a lot of it is just because I'm too lazy to actually haul my ass over to a gym. But I think one of the reasons why I like working out with friends so much is because I know for a fact, like, if I didn't have any friends with me, I would be much more self-conscious than I should be. But at the same time, I am self-conscious because I don't, like, do this stuff, right? So it's like a self-inflicted catch-22 situation. I don't know, man. I'm kind of yapping right now, and I am dragging this out a lot longer than it should be, because I think ultimately a lot of this stuff I haven't really figured out for myself yet. I just wanted to almost think out loud in front of a camera. Well, not really in front of a camera, but like, you know, you get what I mean. But also just because, like, I mean, I also haven't uploaded in what, over a week and a half, so I feel like I should have something at least, just so, I don't know. This channel honestly is also, I've realized at some level, almost a record of my life in that specific instance, because recently a lot of things I've been talking about are more recent things. So like maybe in a few years I can come back to this and see how far I've come. Who knows, really. But yeah, regardless, I don't know. Hopefully I've identified something useful. I guess the variables of motivation when you're lazy, or just talked about something that is somewhat relatable, which is struggling with that motivation, struggling with the motivation to really do anything, and at some level as well, procrastination, because I've always been a huge procrastinator. Yeah, I don't really know. There's a lot of things going on in my head, not enough going on in my like actual life, if that makes sense. But yeah. Um, Aside from that though, I don't really have much else to talk about, so I'll probably end the video off here. I am gonna make another video actually. I don't know if I'll upload it, but there is something else I want to talk about. So I'll see you guys in the next video.